welcome to another episode of the Leading Knicks Fan Network, where we bring you that Knicks content that you need. On today's episode, we want to talk about what Jalen Brunson brings to the Knicks. It's a whole slew of things, to be honest. To start it off with, decent three-point shooter, it's a floor general, mid-range assassin, pick and roll maestro. That's going to be very important. Very important. High pick and roll maestro. High IQ player. The only thing for me is his assist. And how would his assist will play out with this team is due to how Tibbs will pretty much utilize JB. For me, straight off the back, is his high pick and roll usage. Him with Mitch, him and Opie, even Brunson and Jules, a high pick and roll, for me is going to be something special. The reason why I say that is his mid-range percentage and field goals is very high for Jalen Brunson. That's where he get his money at. He's a guard who loved to post. Kind of similar to someone I'm going to bring up later on. I like to do my comparisons with stats and numbers. Not to say he's this player, but JB, they have similarities. And hopefully he can have a career as this player that I'm going to bring up later on. But yeah, the high pick and roll, perimeter jump shots. Jalen is money from like free throw and down. So I can see him on a high pick and roll, just attack in the paint, or sit there, dribble, step back, perimeter jump shot, free throw line extended jump shot. I can definitely see him doing that with Opie. Opie high pick and roll, Opie dishing to the rack, or V cutting out to pick and pop. So Jalen is going to be phenomenal for my Knicks. Phenomenal. And you know me, let's bring up these numbers real quickly. Jalen, of course, for the last year in Dallas, averaged 16, 3, 4. Like I said, the 16 points, that's fine. I'm fine with that. Let him come to New York and average. I really want 18 or 20 in New York. The rebounding, that's great if we can get the 3, but, we got Mitch and Opie and Randall to grab the boards. The 4.8 assists. Jalen, need you to step that up. But the listed him as 6'1", 190 pounds. So that 190 pounds for me, listed at 6'1", is good. He got that, pause. But he's kind of, I feel bad he was saying this, but pause. He's kind of thick. Pause. He's built, rather. I could have just used built. But Jalen is a stocky guard. Kind of similar to another guard that I'm going to, pretty much compare him to. Similarities, guys. He's not the player that I'm going to compare. I got to keep saying that because everyone was killing me on the Klay Thompson video with Quentin Grimes. Or when I compared Cam to Tatum. Which I thought was a good point. But yeah, Jalen Brunson, just 26. I believe he kind of just turned 26 not too long ago. But I want to bring up his stats. This is where it gets real good for me with JB. 16, but just okay. 6 for 12. Shooting 50%, guys. 50%. There's nobody on the Knicks besides Mitch that is, and Opie actually. Yes, Opie is scoring on a 50% clip. On another video, which I got a comparison, Opie versus Randall. We're going to talk about the numbers. But 50%, that's amazing numbers. That's elite numbers when you think about it, especially when you shooting 12 times. You're guaranteed to hit 6. That's phenomenal with JB. On a low 3-point shooting, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine. So you're telling me at your 1.2, at your 3.2 clips, You make it 1.2. That's fine with me. I'm fine. And you're shooting 37%, which is great. Free throws, that means you get into the free throw lines about 3 times a game. That's obviously going to increase under the Knicks, because hopefully we can space the floor for him where he can have that driving range and let him attack all the time. And Tibbs loves his guards to attack. That's pretty much what plays he's drawing up. And you're shooting it at an 84 clip. That's phenomenal. And then your plus minus for the season is a 2.9. That's great. That is real good. But even starting from a rookie, Brunson was 46 from the field. That's solid. I'm about to say Barrett is not hitting 46 from the field. Randall is not hitting 46 from the field. So just to have a guy alone hitting those numbers, that's great. Hopefully he can keep it in the 50s. Last 2 years was 50. He could have had the 50, 40, 90 club, but his free throw percentage is not there. But if we could get Brunson the 50, 40, 90 club, that's solid. So Brunson, do what you do. Stay with the low usage of threes. You know your game. He knows his bread and butter is in the free throw, extended, perimeter, jump shots, attack the paint, spin off. You know he like to dribble, head fake, get to the rack. Stay with that. Honestly, stay with that. I do want to bring up his playoff stats. If we could bring up his playoff stats. Now, his playoff stats, 35 minutes. This is around what, let me see. How much minutes was he putting up the year? All right, 31. All right, you playing for Tibbs. So, it's 35 would be Jalen Brunson, right? 21 points. Still 8 for 17. You technically one basket away from being one made basket away from still shooting 50% from the field, but it's down to 46, which is still elite numbers. Still elite. You took more threes and made less. So don't have to worry about the threes, Jalen. Stay within your game. You went to the free throw line more, still shot over 80%. But your plus minus was at a 0.6. That's because your usage was high. You pretty much had to run the team dolly. And your assist numbers is still low at 3.7. Now, I believe this Knicks team has better players than the Dallas team. You know, Dallas is better because they have Luka, which was one individual, and Jalen Brunson made that team better. We have numerous players, better team than the Dallas, if that makes any sense. You know, we have better players. Sorry. We have better players. They just have a better team because of a superstar. But the Knicks got better players. You know, RJ can slash, get you buckets. Cam can give you buckets. Quentin can give you buckets. We have players that can give you buckets and space the floor. It all boils down to Tibbs to kind of put that all together. But I believe we have a better team to make that match. Now, you asked, who's the player that I'm trying to compare him to? And by I say compare is who I would like for him to become, what player he can become, what can he look like. I know everybody's like, CP3, how? Just listen to me, guys. Just about 6 feet, 175. Chris Paul game is high pick and roll. He don't shoot that many threes. He's free throw. I'm gonna give you free throw extended jump shots, hook you to death. He's a guard that like to post, and he's not, a small guard. I mean, in height, but it comes that word. I'm not gonna use it, but he's built different. Pause. He loved to post up. He great vision, and which is true point guard, which is what I want Brunson to become. So on assist, don't even look at the assist because Brunson, I haven't yet to see him display the the passing ability that Chris Paul has. But I'm hoping with him being the floor general, he can display that. And just looking at numbers, and yes, I'm looking at a older Chris Paul numbers, because it don't make sense to go to Chris Paul in New Orleans where he's putting up 21-7, 21-7 when he was in MVP races and things of that nature. I'm comparing him to an older Chris Paul that still gets the job done. Or, rookie year Chris Paul, with 36, 16, 5 for 12, 43%. Brunson had a better year than that. So, which is why I'm trying to hopefully say that he can increase the assist. I don't think he's. Let me look at the assist number real quick for over here. Chris Paul 7 assists as a rookie. Jalen Brunson. I don't know if he can give us the MVP Chris Paul 10, 11, 11, 10, 10, 10 assists per game. I don't know if that's going to happen. I would love for it to happen, but that's the delusional aspect of me being a Knicks fan. But I'm gonna compare it to last year, Chris Paul, 32 minutes, 14 points, 5 for 11, still high at damn near 50% at the field goal. Look at the 3-point percentage. 1 for 3. It's 31. Brunson was shooting better than that, but it's still around the same time, and then the same numbers. Free throws, a little surprising. Chris Paul is usually at a 90% at the line, but it's still high 80. Still high 80. 4 rebounds, but the 10 assists. Gotta get the assist over. But Chris Paul, look at this plus and minus. This is where I would love for Brunson to be at with the plus minus 7, 4, 4, 5. Coaching. All boils down to coaching. How are we going to use Brunson? High pick and roll, let him penetrate, dish it out. That could be Fournier, that could be Grimes with the splash right there. We have to use him in a smart way. Only time will tell how Tibbs will use him. Will Tibbs burn him out, giving him that 40 minutes per game? I hope not. Give him 32 to back him up. This is also another tough question because you can go either or. You could go with Quickly or Rose. Either one I'm happy with. I'm gonna leave it up to Tibbs. So you can't leave it up to me. Because people think I'm crazy for wanting a starting lineup of Brunson, RJ. You know what? We're gonna save that for another episode. I'll do my starting 5 episode probably in a week or so. But yeah, Jalen Brunson, he brings a whole new dynamic to the Knicks as far as the high pick and roll, because you got a guard now that players need to stick up on. And it's so weird because I truly want to see how we're going to utilize him, because when we had Kemba Walker, we did not utilize Kemba Walker in the high pick and roll that I think we should have. And Kemba still went off and had 40 in certain nights. So ultimately it's up to Tibbs, man. It's up to Tibbs. We had Kemba Walker, similar playing style. It's ridiculous when I think about it. Similar playing styles. Yes, JB is younger, no bad knees. Yes, understand the injuries and the aspect of that. But on the offensive end, we didn't utilize my man Kemba like he should have been. And I don't know. I can't. Do we blame Tibbs? I don't know. But I knew that we could have utilized him a whole lot better in that high pick and roll. Like Kemba is a proven player. We always say that you gotta prove things when it comes to Tibbs. Walker's a proven player. But then ultimately was Walker who Tibbs wanted in the beginning for that signing. Time would tell if Brunson, if Coach Tibbs was behind the Brunson 100%. We all know the organization. It's yin and yang, because even with the Cam trade, so time will tell. JB's my guy. I believe he's going to be solid. His overall numbers for me, I think it'll be 18 and 8. Is what he averaged on a 48 from the field goal, 37 from three, and about 80, 85 from the free throw, with about 30, 32 minutes per game, I believe. I think he hits 32 minutes per game. I think so. I do. But on a note, appreciate you guys for sticking with me. I'm definitely going to try to bring some more episodes. Big shout out to Tony over at Nick and Bruises. Brought me on to his show. Phenomenal dude, phenomenal guys. Probably definitely going to be a mentor that I'm going to go through and chat and listen to bounce ideas. He brought me onto his show. He opened up his arms to his platform. So a big salute to Tony at Nick and Bruises, and the family at MBK. Appreciate y'all. Deuces.
You gon' do it if I say so. I'ma do it for the pesos. I fell in love with the bass load. I fell in love with the bass load. See the ops stay in plain clothes. I see the ops y'all in plain clothes. I fell in love with a waist load.